Welcome back to What Arty Noobs with General Disturbance. This is an AMX Chasseur de chars. It's a tier 8 French premium medium. It's located on the north spawn of Prokhorovka and it's under the command of Citron01. And I think you can see he's got 3 marks of excellence on the barrel of this tank. So he knows how to handle it, and Prokhorovka is his favourite map. Game on! Well, this is a very lightweight tank. It's got a very powerful engine, but it is actually fairly lightly armoured. It was originally designed as a tank destroyer, not as a medium tank. It's supposed to have a mechanical ammo system, an autoloader type tank, but in the game it doesn't. It actually has a real person as a loader, not the mechanical system. It never went into production because the French thought it was way too complex to actually design and, well, put into place. It was designed from 1946, so quite a short time after the end of the war that they came up with it. And he's done quite a close run there to the enemy. Oh, got a shot into the T103, trying for another one. 90mm gun. Gets another one in. 240 alpha is the average. And a third one in. That T103 must be getting really annoyed by now. Yeah, and you can see how good this gun is. It really is very, very good indeed. Now, it does have fairly average pen, but it's a fast hill climber, and it's got good gun depression of 10 degrees. And a fairly high ammo count as well. 90 rounds of ammunition, that's a massive amount. But it is a big target and fairly easy to hit. It's got low camo, so yeah, it's fairly easy to aim at and get a shot into, unless you're not careful. The armour on the vehicle is only 30mm at the front of the hull, 30 on the turret as well, 20mm all the way around other than that, so you can understand why I'm saying it's a very lightly armoured tank. That's a reasonable amount of health for a tier 8, 1400. That's not so bad. View range is 390. And it does have a, well, it's an okay top speed. Wargaming says it's got a low top speed, but it's actually 57 kilometers an hour. And for a medium tank, that's pretty good. I mean, they've said, Wargaming said it's got a low, poor gun handling, but so far he hasn't had that experience. He's actually getting good shots. That T103 took a lot of damage, and he's managed to get 2 shots on that CS53 and 1 into the gorilla. Oh, spotted the Centurion this time. Yep, got that one through the upper plate. 222 low roll. Trying to get the turret, but it's a bit of a waste of time trying to shoot through the turret on the Centurion. Go for the gorilla. Oh, pull back. That gorilla's... He keeps popping up. It might be a good idea to load an HE round and wait for the gorilla to pop up and pop one into him, because the HE rounds will do slightly more damage than the standard AP. 320 alpha on those, 45 mils of pen. The shell velocity is pretty good as well. It's 1,000 meters per second, which means it's more point and shoot than anything. Ooh, there's the gorilla. He actually turned around. He's left the hill. Maybe he's decided to go elsewhere. He's shooting up the hill. Oh, managed to get a shot into the Centurion, which means the enemy tanks have actually abandoned the other side of the hill, apart from just one of them. Okay, can he get a shot on that Centurion? Not likely. Gorilla's much better. Look at that. Yeah, easy on that one. He's still firing AP at the gorilla. Watch out, you might get spotted if you go past that gap. Okay, Skoda pops up. Very difficult to get around through that. He tried And he did get 210 off it. Okay, 121B. No. He popped down. The Gorilla's popped up again. Okay, the Skoda is down, so we can progress here, but I'm worried about that Gorilla 15 trying to nail us as we're making the way down. Oh, Arty's working on him. Scores even so far. The 121 should be able to suppress him. I think that Gorilla's now bitten off more than he can chew. And yes, he did get hit by Arty, so he's stunned and he's about to get it wiped out. The 121 and the TNH should be able to do it between them. If one pops up to keep him distracted, but it looks to me like Citron01's going to do it from the railway crossing end. Hello, Mr. Gorilla. Goodbye. Oh, well, he didn't get a high roll, and he got a very low roll actually out of that one. Only 118, but the kill went to our M53, M55. That's only fair because he did stun him. There's the Centurion. He's marking it for Arty to let him know. Unfortunately, we've only got one Arty and he's still in reload, but it does help actually to know exactly where the all targets are. And the Centurion's gone dark again, so he needs to do another drive-by, find out where he is, let the Arty mark him. Should be about loaded, almost. Trying to get a proximity spot. Yep, he's found him. There you go. Hit that one, Arty. Unfortunately, it also means that the enemy Arty knows where we are as well. The enemy Arty is a GW Tiger, which, as you know, is actually based on the Tiger II hull, not the Tiger Panzer Mark 6. Well, I should say actually Panzer Mark 6A, not the Mark 6B, because the Mark 6B is the Tiger II. Okay, spotted him again for Arty. Come on, Arty, do your stuff. And there he goes. But it's actually the TNH Viz 51 that gets the kill. Okay, they're one tank up on the enemy at the moment. Still anyone's battle. Now it's quite dangerous popping up here because although you can shoot under the railway wagons, so can the enemy, and yeah, he did get spotted. Citron01 knows how to handle the CDC. It used to be the tank that Quickie Baby used to shill quite a lot when he was streaming. He stopped shilling it though after a while. I wonder if Wargaming took away his bonus for every one that was sold. Yeah, he used to play it all. He said it was his go-to vehicle if he wanted to earn credits. Most of the time I seem to see him playing it on Sand River and rushing to his little ramp just on the north bank of the river so he can shoot at enemy tanks that were trying to assault. Got spotted again, so somebody is spotting him from about midway across. I think it's that 121B that's showing on the minimap. He's sitting in a bush. Woo! Narrowly missed his teammate there. Yeah, I think somebody's sitting in one of those bushes. Unfortunately, he can't get his gun down on that one. He might have some more luck if he goes into the village and then be able to raise the gun enough that he can actually shoot down onto that grid square where the 121 is located. He's aiming along the line of sight. Let's put his vehicle directly pointing at him, but oh, there's the Arty. We just noticed where the enemy Arty is. In fact, he's right up at the edge of the map, that GW Tiger. The book reload for this tank is 7 seconds, and Citron01's managed to get down to 5.75. And we just lost the Scorpion G to the Canoni Jagdpanzer 105. Oh, there you go. There's one of the enemy. TNH. Yes, that's a good hit. The high roll. He's been spotted, but he's going to have another go. Yep, nice. Another high roll. Ow! That hurt. That's a high roll from the SU-130PM firing a heat round. You don't need to fire heat at this thing, and you can see the round actually hit the top of the turret. Maybe that's the best shot that the SU-130PM could get in. Well, he's done this little doopsie-daisy or dipsy-do to actually throw them off as to where he actually is, because he obviously got spotted as he was too close to the railway line and they saw where he was. Well, they won't be able to see him now, and he should be able to get at least one shot at any enemy tank that spots. Our Batchat 25T AP is pulled back though. That's the problem, because he's the one who's actually spotting. And the 121B's turned up at the railway crossing, and he's trying to tell the TNH to pull back, and he's taking damage. So it looks like Citron01 ought to go up on top of the hill because we've lost the TNH. The 121B will cross the railway line, or at least try to. Arty's in the position where he can actually hide behind a bush next to the river crossing. We've been spotted again, and I suspect that's again from the centre of the map on the other side of the railway line. I'm not so sure that was the 121B who saw him. Okay, it's a good position to be in. There's the SU-130PM. Okay, he's loading the HE. No armor on that thing. Good. Unfortunately, it's a low roll, 303, but he can get another one in. Yes! 333, that's better. It's still a low roll because remember it's 340 or 320, so it was a high roll. Sorry, I got it wrong there. Okay, still loaded with HE because it'll go straight through on the SU-130PM, but that one didn't give him a high roll. Very low roll actually. I think he can probably get at least another round in, but he's decided to pull back. And I think this is a good idea, because if he does pull back, it will tempt the SU-130PM to pop up, thinking he's left, and he hasn't. And there you go, got the kill. Nicely done. Lured him in, and then turned around to try and bait him, and it worked. He came up, gave him the kill. Unfortunately, the enemy 121B has now managed to make it all the way up to the A row. He's all the way over on the other side of the battlefield. He didn't stick around. He didn't cross the railway line. He actually went back and went all the way around. And now Citron01 and the M53, M55 are the last left on his team. So it's a bit of a difficult game, this one. He's got 7 enemy tanks to kill, and the M53, M55 just got wiped out by the Leopard prototype. Nice shot from long range, 218, but it's a low roll. Loading the APCR. That was a hit. Okay, give it another look, just see where he is. This is where the fast acceleration of the CDC will come in useful. The enemy are capping to try and bait him to come down. There's the GSOR. Well, gets one in, uses the bush mechanic, but the 121B crossed the battlefield and managed to get a shot into his side. It was a valiant try by Citron01 in the AMX CDC to win that battle. He did get an ace tanker out of it, because he certainly did perform. This tank is a fairly decent, as I say, decent gun, decent mobility medium. But unfortunately his teammates, well, they all died out and left him alone. And in the end he was just outnumbered 7-1. So he managed to get a Bruiser medal for getting at least 5 critical hits in that one. He managed to get 7, the 5 for effect for doing more damage than hit points with his own vehicle. He got a tanker sniper because he did the most damage at a distance of 300 meters or more, 8 shots, 85% accuracy. And on top of all that, he got a high caliber for dealing the most damage in the game overall. And that's with a 90mm gun, whilst other people were playing with 122mm guns. So let's have a look at the team score. Well, there you go, top of the table with 5,512 hit points of damage. The best the enemy could do was the guy who killed him, the 121B, 4,741 hit points, followed by their Badger, who did 4,471. When it came to kills, it was the 121B did the best with 4 kills, but the M53, M55 managed to get 3, and so did the Leopard prototype, the guy who killed him. And, well, you can see there Citron01 got 2 kills, along with the Badger and the 705 on the enemy team. So 3rd place on kills. And when it came to base XP, well, he's still fairly high, even though he was on the losing team, because the high scorer was the 121B who killed him, 1,149. 1,125 went to the GSOR, and then 935. So he's 3rd on XP on this one. 935. Even though he's on the losing team, he did incredibly well. If he won this game, yes, he definitely would have been the highest on base XP. No doubt about that. So a nice try. Let's have a look at the detail. 27 shots fired, 25 direct hits and 21 penetrations. Good accuracy. 2 splash damage as well, 5,512 hit points of damage, of which 3,423 were at more than 300 meters, so a fair amount of damage. In fact, more damage done at long range than at short range. 3 hits received from the enemy, all 3 of them penetrated. Yeah, I did say this thing's got diabolically bad armor, so anything that touches it really is going to go straight through. And if the enemy can hit you with an HE round, they are possibly going to get a pen, and that will do maximum damage. So that's the one thing you've got to be aware of if you're driving an AMX CDC, is that avoid getting hit at all costs. 5 enemy vehicles spotted, 9 enemy vehicles damaged, 2 killed, 1,944 hit points of spotting assist in that one. I think that was spotting or damage assist. He didn't get a spotter medal, so it must be damage assist. Okay, he earned 98,457 credits from the game, 55,000 from personal missions payout, and 7,200 for the achievements award. That's for getting an epic or battle hero medal in a losing or drawn game. He got 213,486 credits altogether, and after repair, ammunition, resupply and consumables, and yes, he did fire some premium rounds, but he had to, he ended up with a profit of 141,731 credits. So it's still true that if you play this tank, even if you use premium ammo, you can still make a decent profit out of it if you're good, and you have to be good. Someone of Citron01 or Quickie Baby's character, or caliber rather, and you should be able to get some decent credits. 935 XP, 516 for the achievement award, 218 for this being a premium vehicle, took away 2,395 experience points altogether. He said, yeah, CDC and tier 10 game, yeah. Well, he's got the year wrong there. He says in year 2020, no problem, Prokhorovka got your back. In year 2022 today, actually, it's this year. I wonder if he got the year wrong there, but in 2020, it wouldn't have been any problem in the CDC, but now with all the nerfs that have gone through, it's a little more difficult. Let's have a look at the armor profile for this tank. Well, it's negligible armor. I know it looks red there, but look at the details. It's actually 30 millimeters impacted armor. You're only getting what? Even with the angling I'm showing there, only 30 millimeters. So yeah, you're not going to be able to stop the enemy penetrating. Even the cheeks of the tank, you're looking at 30 millimeters impacted, 34 actual. The sides, the same. Look, 20 millimeter impacted armor, 20.7 effective. This thing's got no armor at all. It is really vulnerable to anything that hits it, especially if the enemy fires HE at you. So try not to get hit if you're driving the CDC. Let's have a look at the modules. Okay, I'll just get the full screen up. Right, the modules show something fairly glancing straight away. You've got your driver up front on the right hand side. On the left hand side right next to him is an ammo rack. So remember, if you can penetrate the front of this vehicle, and you probably can, you're probably going to hit an ammo rack. And just behind the driver, on both sides of the tank, is more ammo rack. Yes, the whole gun is mounted in a bath of ammo rack. So yes, any shell that goes in is very likely to get an explosion. Up top, we've got the driver on the right hand side of the tank. Again, that means that if you shoot a round straight through the front on the right hand side, you might be able to take out both the driver, the gunner, and the tank commander as well, directly behind him. And right next door to the tank commander is the radio. There's a ready rack right behind in the bustle. You can see the loader is sitting on the right hand side, well, left hand side of the vehicle as you'd be looking at it if you were looking from the front. Yes, there he is. He's facing the gun, and there's the ready rack of ammunition and the buzzsaw. Remember, this tank was actually designed with an electromechanical loading system, so the loader is a figment of Wargaming's imagination because it didn't have one. It had an automatic loader, but they took that out in the design for the game. At the back of the tank, we've got fuel tanks either side of the engine and another set of fuel tanks down below next to the transmission. So yeah, you've got a fairly good chance of knocking out either a fuel tank or an ammo rack if you aim anywhere on this vehicle. Yeah, it's a sieve. You literally punch it full of holes. You're more than likely going to hit the ammo rack or you're going to hit the fuel tanks. So yes, stay out of sight. Just snipe at the enemy. And after all this, remember, this tank was designed as a tank destroyer, so it was supposed to snipe at the enemy from a long way away and not to get hit. But Wargaming has called it a medium and stuck it in the game as a medium. So yeah, if you play it as a medium, you are probably gonna lose. Well, unless of course you're really good. So that's the Citron01 game. It was a nice try to get that win, but unfortunately, even though he had the best map, the map that he likes the most, Prokhorovka, when he was all on his own up against 7 enemy, he was facing somebody who was almost as good as him in the 121B, and yeah, that proved to be fatal. So if you enjoyed that replay, please give this video a like, do subscribe to our channel, leave a little comment down below because it feeds the algorithm. And please do remember that we're putting all of the profits from this channel to the Red Cross Ukraine appeal to help refugees coming out of that war. So by watching videos on What Arty Noobs, you are actually helping the refugees. So please do watch as many videos as you can, and thank you for watching.